I witnessed my dad proposing to my girlfriend. We never meant for you to find out this way, they stammered when they saw me. I just turned and walked away. By morning, their perfect moment had turned into a nightmare when I, 26 male, never saw it coming. Not even a hint. Maybe that's what hurts the most, that I was completely blindsided by the two people I trusted most in this world. Natalie and I had been together for 3 years. We met at a friend's housewarming, and it was one of those rare connections where everything just clicked. She was smart, ambitious, working on her MBA while holding down a marketing job. I was proud of her drive. My dad, 52, had been single since my mum passed when I was 16. We were close, at least I thought we were. It all went down last Friday. I was supposed to be on a business trip until Sunday, but I finished early and wanted to surprise Natalie. When I got to her apartment, she wasn't there. No big deal. I figured she might be out running errands or getting dinner. I decided to head to my dad's place, to kill time, maybe grab dinner with him. I still had his spare key. When I pulled into the driveway, I noticed Natalie's car parked outside. Weird, but not completely bizarre. She and my dad had met plenty of times, at family gatherings and holidays. Maybe she needed something while I was away. The front door was unlocked, so I walked in without knocking. That's when I heard laughter coming from the back patio, Natalie's distinctive laugh that always made me smile, except this time. I stepped through the house quietly, not intentionally sneaking, but not announcing myself either. Through the glass doors to the patio, I saw them. My dad was down on one knee, holding up a ring box. Natalie was standing with her hands covering her mouth, nodding yes. My brain couldn't process what I was seeing. It felt like I was watching a movie about someone else's life. I must have made a noise because they both turned. Their faces, Jesus, I'll never forget the look. Not guilt, not shame, just annoyance at being caught. Ethan, my dad stood up quickly. We never meant for you to find out this way. Natalie stepped forward. We were going to tell you, but we wanted to figure things out first. Figure things out? Like how long they'd been seeing each other behind my back, how many times she'd left my bed to go to his, how many family dinners had been a front for their affair. I didn't say a word, couldn't. I just turned and walked away. The whole drive home, my phone kept blowing up with texts and calls from both of them. I ignored everything. I needed to think. When I got back to my apartment, I poured myself a whiskey and opened my laptop. I had to know how long. I logged into our shared Netflix account and checked the viewing history. Shows I'd never watch appearing when I was out of town. Our shared photo account had pictures of them together. Not romantic ones, nothing suspicious on the surface, but the timestamps lined up perfectly with weekends I was away. That night, I didn't scream, I didn't break things. I just methodically went through our digital life, documenting everything. By 3 a.m., I had my answer. Based on the evidence, they'd been seeing each other for at least 8 months. 8 fucking months. My dad called 17 times that night. Natalie texted 34 messages ranging from, please talk to me, to, you're being childish, to, we should all sit down like adults. At 4 a.m., I sent one text to both of them. I need time. Don't contact me again until I reach out. Then I blocked both their numbers, deactivated my social media accounts, and tried to sleep. I had the weekend to figure out my next move. By Monday morning, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I'll update when things start moving forward. Right now, I need to focus on putting my plan into motion. Update 1, 4 days later. Thanks for all the messages of support since my original post. It's been surreal reading everyone's advice. Some of you guessed parts of what I've been doing, but here's the full update. Monday morning, I called my boss and requested emergency personal leave. I needed time to deal with this situation, and since I'd just finished my business trip early anyway, she approved a week off immediately when I gave her a brief outline of what happened, keeping it professional. Then I made 3 calls. My mum's sister, Aunt Lena, who has always been like a second mother to me after Mum died. My dad's brother, Uncle Keith, who's always looked up to my dad. My childhood best friend Zach, who my dad had practically raised alongside me after Zach's parents divorced. I didn't call to vent. I called to invite them all to dinner that night, at my place. Said I needed to discuss something important about my dad. They all agreed to come. While waiting for evening, I gathered everything I'd found over the weekend. The photo timestamps, The viewing history. Text messages I'd recovered from our family cell plan, showing suspicious communication patterns. Nothing explicit, but the frequency and timing told the story. I also printed out a timeline I'd created, showing every business trip I'd taken in the past year, overlaid with social media posts and location data, showing Natalie at my dad's house during those times. When everyone arrived for dinner, they were confused by my serious demeanor. Uncle Keith joked, "Is your dad hiding something from us?" "Yes, actually," I replied, and then I laid it all out, calmly, methodically, with evidence. The reactions were exactly what I expected. Aunt Lena was horrified. Uncle Keith was in disbelief, defending my dad until I showed him the evidence. Zach just sat there, shaking his head in disgust. "What do you need from us?" Aunt Lena finally asked. "Just your support," I said. "And your discretion, for now. I'm handling this my way." After they left, I sent identical emails to both my dad and Natalie. "I'm ready to talk." Separately. Dad first, tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the coffee shop near my office. Natalie the day after, same place, same time. My dad responded within minutes. "Thank you, son. I'll be there." Natalie waited an hour. Finally, "We need to clear the air." Tuesday afternoon, I arrived at the coffee shop 30 minutes early and chose a table in the corner. My dad showed up 15 minutes early, looking haggard. He tried to hug me. I stepped back. "Ethan, I'm so sorry you found out that way. We were going to tell you after."
After what? I cut him off.
"After you were already engaged. After the wedding. When exactly was the right time to tell me you were seeing my girlfriend behind my back?" He flinched but sat down. "It wasn't planned. It just happened. We connected at that dinner party in February and—"
Stop. I held up my hand.
"I don't want details. I have one question. Do you remember what you told me after Mum died?" He looked confused. "You said, 'It's you and me against the world now, buddy. Nothing will ever come between us.' That was a lie." "No, Ethan, I meant that. I still—" "Actions speak louder, Dad. Here's what's happening. I've already told Aunt Lena, Uncle Keith, and Zach everything. By now, they've told their spouses." His face paled. "What else are you planning?" "Tomorrow, I talk to Natalie. Then Mom's parents, who still consider you family. Then your friends. Then the neighbors. Everyone will know what you two did. You'd destroy my reputation out of spite," he whispered. "No, Dad. I'm not destroying anything. Your actions did that. I'm just making sure everyone knows exactly who you are." He started to speak, but I continued. "Oh, and I called your financial advisor yesterday. Remember when you added me as a contact person for emergencies after Mum died? He was happy to confirm my contact details are still on file. Perhaps not the best look for someone dating their son's girlfriend, is it?" This wasn't a financial threat. I had no access to his accounts and wouldn't want it. But the implication that his deception was now known by his professional contacts clearly hit home. "Please," he gasped, "let's handle this privately." "Too late for that," I said, standing up. "Enjoy your engagement, Dad." I hope she was worth it. As I walked out, he called after me, "Ethan, please. We can fix this." I didn't look back. The meeting with Natalie went similarly, except she tried a different approach. Tears, lots of them. "I never meant to hurt you," she sobbed. "It just happened. We tried to fight it." "For how long?" I asked calmly. "What?" "How long did you try to fight it before you gave in?" "A day? An hour?" She wiped her eyes. "You don't understand. Your dad and I, we have a connection. Something special. Something so special, you had to hide it for 8 months. Something so special, you couldn't break up with me first." She had no answer for that. "Your MBA study group knows," I told her. "I had coffee with Jen yesterday. By now, the whole class does." Her face crumpled. "Why would you do that?" "I also spoke with some people at your office. Her marketing firm was small, and gossip traveled fast. Not about the affair specifically, but I mentioned we broke up because of trust issues. People can read between the lines, and—" "You're trying to ruin my life because you're hurt," she whispered. I want to... No, I'm just making sure people know who they're dealing with, who they're trusting.
I stood up.
Good luck with the wedding. I'm sure it'll be beautiful. I walked out, leaving her crying at the table. That was 2 days ago. Since then, my phone has been blowing up with texts from numbers I haven't blocked. Apparently, word travels fast. My dad's sister called to say he's devastated. Natalie's roommate messaged that she's a complete mess. Several mutual friends have reached out. Some supporting me, others saying I went too far. The thing is, I don't feel satisfaction. I don't feel vindicated. I just feel empty. But at least I'm not the only one hurting anymore. I have one more step planned. I'll update once it's complete. Final update. 2 weeks later. Hey everyone. It's been just over 2 weeks since my last update, and I've had time to process everything that's happened. First, thanks for all the messages of support. To those suggesting more extreme actions, I appreciate the sentiment, but that's not who I am. After the coffee shop confrontations, things escalated quickly. Word spread through our social circles like wildfire. I didn't have to do much, just confirmed the truth when asked. People have strong opinions about infidelity, especially when it involves your partner and parent. My dad tried damage control. He sent a group email to the family, explaining his side, how he and Natalie never intended to hurt anyone, and how genuine feelings can't be controlled. It backfired spectacularly when my Uncle Keith replied all with, "If they were so genuine, why hide them for 8 months while Ethan was still in the picture?" As for Natalie, her professional life took a hit. She didn't get fired, but her reputation at work suffered. Her tight-knit MBA study group basically froze her out, making group projects awkward. Not my intention, but not my problem either. The final step I mentioned wasn't some elaborate revenge scheme. It was simpler than that. I had dinner with my grandparents, my mom's parents, and told them everything. They've always treated my dad like a son, even after Mom passed. Their disappointment was palpable. My grandmother cried. My grandfather just sat there, this quiet anger radiating from him.
Your mother would be heartbroken, he finally said. Not at me, at the situation.
That night, my grandfather called my dad. I don't know what was said, but afterward, my dad texted me from a new number I hadn't blocked. I understand now what I've lost. It's far more than I gained.
I'm sorry, Ethan.
Not asking for forgiveness. Just want you to know. Natalie showed up at my apartment, unannounced 3 days ago. She looked terrible, like she hadn't slept in days.
Can we talk? She asked when I opened the door.
We have nothing to say to each other. Your dad and I broke up, she blurted out. It was a mistake. All of it. I see that now. I almost laughed. And you thought, what? That I'd take you back? I thought maybe we could at least talk. Start to heal. There's no we anymore, Natalie. There's you with your choices, and me with mine.
She started crying again.
So that's it. 3 years, just gone? You ended those 3 years the moment you decided my dad was a better option. You just didn't have the decency to tell me. I closed the door. It felt final in a way our coffee shop meeting hadn't. As for my dad, we haven't spoken directly. Aunt Lena says he's a mess, has taken leave from work, isn't returning calls. Part of me feels guilty about that. A smaller part than I expected. Yesterday I signed a lease on a new apartment across town. I start a new job next month. A promotion actually at a different branch of my company. Fresh start. I've been seeing a therapist. She says what I'm feeling, this hollowness, is normal, that it'll take time to process the dual betrayal. That my methodical approach to confronting them was my way of maintaining control in a situation where I had none. She's probably right. The strangest part of all this is realizing how quickly a relationship can transform. The two people I trusted most are now essentially strangers to me. The future I'd imagined with Natalie, marriage, kids, building a life, vanished in an instant. The relationship with my dad, the only parent I had left, fundamentally altered forever. I don't know if I'll ever forgive either of them. Right now I can't imagine it. Maybe someday. But not because they deserve it. Because I do. For now, I'm focusing on rebuilding. New apartment, new job, new routines. I've reconnected with friends I'd neglected while with Natalie. Started rock climbing again, a hobby I'd abandoned years ago. Last night, I went through old photos on my phone, deleting pictures of Natalie and me. I found one from 2 Christmases ago. My dad, Natalie, and me, all wearing stupid holiday sweaters, smiling at the camera. For a second, I felt that familiar anger rising. Then something shifted. I deleted the photo and felt lighter somehow. Not even close, but moving in that direction. That's where things stand now. No dramatic conclusion, no perfect resolution. Just one day at a time, rebuilding what they broke. Not for them, for me. Thanks for listening. Writing this out has helped more than you know.